A man named David spends 34 years doing exactly what every financial advisor, every self-help book, and every responsible adult ever told him to do. He showed up, he saved, he said no to trips, no to splurges, no to anything that felt like too much, because the plan was the plan. Retire at 65, then live. At 64, David suffered a stroke. He recovered, but his doctor sat him down and said the words nobody wants to hear. Long-haul flights were now a health risk. Strenuous activity was off the table. The bucket list he had been quietly building for 3 decades, most of it was gone. His retirement account had $2.3 million in it, and he had almost nothing left he wanted to spend it on. David's story is not a tragedy of bad luck. It is a tragedy of a broken system, one that millions of people are following right now, including possibly you. My name is Mono, and today we need to talk about something the financial industry will never tell you. Saving everything for retirement at 65 is one of the riskiest bets you will ever make with your life. If you are grinding now so you can finally live someday, this video is for you. Hit like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. Here is the story most of us were handed growing up. Work hard, save aggressively, retire at 65, then enjoy your life. It sounds responsible, it sounds mature, and on the surface it looks like a solid plan. But buried inside that plan is an assumption so enormous that nobody stops to question it. The assumption that you will actually be healthy enough to enjoy retirement when you get there. The data on that assumption is not comforting. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that human physical performance, your endurance, your strength, your mobility, peaks in your late 20s. After 35, the decline is slow but constant. By 65, the average person has lost roughly 30% of their muscle mass and nearly 40% of their cardiovascular capacity compared to their prime. The version of you at 65 can do significantly less than the version of you right now. Less hiking, less swimming, less of the energetic physical experiences that fill most people's retirement bucket lists. And the health conditions make it worse. The CDC reports that about 60% of Americans over 65 are managing at least one chronic condition that limits physical activity. 60%. That means when you finally cross that finish line, there's a better than a coin flip chance that your body has already changed the rules on what you can actually do. You are not just saving for retirement, you are gambling on a healthy, capable, energetic version of yourself at 65, a version that statistically only about half of people actually get. David worked 34 years for that version. That version never arrived. I know what some of you were thinking. Okay, Mono, this is emotional, but what about the actual numbers? Isn't taking extended time off financially ruinous? No, and let me show you exactly why. Say David earned an average of $80,000 a year across his career. What if instead of 34 straight years of work, he had taken a 6-month sabbatical every 5 years starting at 30? That gives him 6 breaks before retirement, 3 full years of unpaid time total. At his salary, that's roughly $240,000 in income he did not earn. Sounds steep, but here's what actually happens to his retirement. Contributing for 31 years instead of 34, his ending balance at 65 would land around $1.9 million instead of $2.3 million, a gap of about $400,000. So ask yourself honestly, is $400,000 worth 3 years of peak physical capacity? Years when your body could hike mountains, learn to sail, backpack across continents, do the things that require a strong heart and working knees. You cannot buy those years back. There's no investment that returns your 38-year-old body at 66. David has $2.3 million and a body that changed the rules on him. A version of David who took sabbaticals has $1.9 million and 3 years of memories from when he was fully alive and capable of making them. The spreadsheet says the first David is richer. Real life says the second one is. Here's the uncomfortable part, and I want you to really hear this. Financial institutions profit when you save. They collect fees on the assets sitting in your retirement accounts. The more you pour in and the longer you pour it in, the more they earn. They have a direct financial incentive for you to maximize contributions every single year without pause. Your employer benefits when you never take extended leave. A workforce that stays continuously available generates continuous value. Sabbaticals disrupt that model. And the cultural story, work now, live later, is so deeply embedded that most financial advisors aren't even consciously pushing an agenda. They believe it. They were raised on the same story you were. But belief doesn't make something true. A survey from the Employee Benefit Research Institute found that 41% of retirees exited the workforce earlier than planned, not by choice, but because of health issues or disability. Half. Not reckless spenders, not people who made bad decisions, people who did everything right and still ran out of physical capability before they ran out of working years. David is not the exception. David is close to the median. The system told him he was doing it right. He wasn't. Here's the most important financial concept nobody ever teaches you. Money is renewable. Energy is not. Spend money and you can earn it back. Save more, adjust your plan, work a little longer. Money responds to effort. Energy doesn't work that way. The physical capacity you carry in your 30s and 40s is a one-time asset. It doesn't roll forward. It doesn't wait. It fades, gradually, quietly, and permanently. Every demanding experience you delay is an experience you are betting on a body that will be less capable of delivering when you finally get around to it. The month learning to rock climb, the summer hiking a national trail, the year backpacking through a continent. These are not primarily money problems, they're energy problems, and energy has an expiration date that money cannot extend. When David was 36, he could have spent a summer sailing. His cardiovascular system could have handled it. His body was built for it. He passed. At 64, no amount of money could give that back. The window had closed. Every year you delay a physically demanding experience, the possibility shrinks. That's not pessimism. That's just how bodies work. You can save money. You cannot save energy. They deserve to be treated completely differently. So what do you actually do with this information? I'm not telling you to quit tomorrow and drain your savings account. This is about being smarter than the conventional model, not reckless. Here's the mini retirement framework in 4 steps. Step 1. Know your sabbatical number. A 6-month break doesn't require wealth. Living on $2,500 to $3,000 a month with intention, choosing affordable destinations, cooking your own food, traveling slowly, means you need $15,000 to $18,000 to there. That's your target. Keep your retirement contributions going. Build this fund separately on top. Step 2. Save towards it consistently. An extra $250 to $300 a month gets you there in 5 to 6 years. That's 1 fewer subscription, 1 fewer dinner out per week. This is not sacrifice, it's reallocation. You're not spending more, you're spending differently. Step 3. Decide now, not later. Don't wait until the money is ready and then figure out what to do with it. Choose something specific today. In 5 years, I'm hiking in Patagonia for 6 months. In 6 years, I'm learning to dive in Southeast Asia. Concrete goals get funded. Vague intentions get postponed forever. Step 4. Handle the career side honestly. Some employers have sabbatical programs. Use them if yours does. If not, negotiate unpaid leave or accept that you may need to leave and re-enter the job market. Most people find new work faster than they expect. Employers that matter understand that someone who stepped away and came back is often sharper, more motivated, and more valuable than someone who never took a breath. The goal is not to abandon retirement savings. The goal is to stop treating the next 3 or 4 decades as a waiting room where real life is permitted to begin. Let me bring it back to David. He did everything right. He saved, he delayed, he trusted the plan. He arrived at 65 with more money than most people will ever see, and a body that had quietly changed the terms of what was possible.
The money is still there. The life he imagined spending it on is not. Here's what I need you to take from this. You are not guaranteed a healthy 65. Nobody is. The data says roughly half of you will not arrive at traditional retirement age in the physical shape you're picturing right now. That's not doom. It's information. Use it. Save for retirement, absolutely, but stop treating the next 3 or 4 decades as a waiting room where real life is permitted to begin. Build a life with a live moment scattered all the way through it, not just stacked at the end. The most capable version of you exists right now, not in 10 years, not at 65, right now. That's not morbid. That's the most motivating financial fact there is. Use your energy while you have it. David can't get his 30s back.
You still have yours. If this made you think differently about money and time, smash that like button and subscribe. I put out videos like this every day for people who want to build a life, not just a balance sheet. See you in the next one.